So today we're going to another photography hotspot. This one's been done to death by everyone and their dog, apart from me. I haven't done it. We're going to the Cobb. That's right, the Cobb. It's a bit of a one-trick pony, this one, but it makes for a lovely long exposure shot with a nice S-bend leading wall. So I'm going to go and get my take on it. So I'm going to get down there today, go and check it out, have a bit of a chill out, and then we're going to hit it in the morning.
So welcome to the Pearl of Dorset, the beautiful Lyme Regis on the Jurrassic Coast. Home to the twisting harbour wall that was built as a breakwater and is popular with so many photographers. A fantastic tourist destination, especially when the weather's this good, meaning you're bound to bump into someone you know. But I'm here to try and beat the crowds with a 4 AM start and take a lesson in remembering the basics, even if it is after the fact.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 4:15 in the morning, and we are about 45 minutes from sunrise. I was kicking off at 5 to 4. Wow. Right, I need to make a move. Welcome to the Cobb. I've just set up. I just started taking a picture, and some guy just walked along and he's standing right at the end of my shot. I think he's actually going to go fishing off the end of it. Oh no. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Clone tool's going to have to be used today, I think. Right, so yeah, we've definitely got a fisherman in our shop today, but he's as entitled to be here as I am. Now, like I said when I was driving down, this is a bit of a one-trick pony, this shot. So the whole idea is to kind of get the curvature, the S-bend of the wall in. Unfortunately, I don't have a tide that's high enough, to be honest, which is a shame. And then you've got the headland in the background and the fisherman. Let's not forget the fisherman. Now, for me, there is one of those, I think they're called tide markers, or they mark the end of rocks, something like that. There's one of those at the end. And I quite like the idea of keeping that in. I'm sure that a lot of people don't. Can't remember. I've only seen about 2 shots, I'll be honest. So, yeah, long exposures. Here we go. So my camera's set quite high as I can get it. I'm out at about 45 mil, I think. Hello. Yeah, I'm out at about 45 mil, I think. And I'm just focusing about 1/3 of the way in. F13, 30 seconds. And I'm adjusting my ISO down from 200 odd to suit. So, those people are walking through my shot now, so. Yeah, that screwed things up. I'm hoping they're going to go down the steps. Well, I can't believe how busy it is. Probably 4:30 in the morning. I'm the only photographer. It's not just photographers, look, fishermen, old couples walking. Well, I really would have liked a higher tide. I'd like it to have been somewhere close to where that tide line is, and that would have got rid of that path that's running down there and give me a bit of a cleaner exposure. But it is what it is. We've got colour in the sky, so yeah, I can't moan. Well, I've got a 30-second exposure going, and that guy has pretty much been sat steady. You never know, might be an added feature. Right, so I've moved about 8 feet, but I've come back, well, I've probably moved about 15 feet, I'll be honest. I've come back and I've gone into a landscape orientation. Now, the trouble I have is those boats over there. They encroach in the shot, so it's trying to get rid of those boats and maintain the angle that you want on the S-bend without it kind of pointing into the left of the frame. So there's only so far you can back up, and only so far you can go forward. If you go forward too far, you don't get enough of the S-bend. You back up too far, you get the boats in. If you like the boats, then fair enough. Not for me, though. Well, there we go. We got a couple that have sat on the end of the pier now, so yeah. I think it's going to be a busy morning. It's 4:45. Well, it looks like my model has decided that he's going to make a move. I'm going to wait until the 2-minute exposure was over. Oh well. So the good news is we're starting to get a little bit choppier, and it's covering that path a lot more. So the longer the exposure I've got, the more I'm going to cover that path. Happy days. So I've altered my composition a little. I'm still doing a 2-minute exposure here, but I've now got it so that the end of the breakwater ends up in the middle of the frame. And this gives me a little bit more room on the right-hand side for a little bit more of that sea to be smoothed out. Yeah, I think that works. I can't believe how many angles I'm working in the space of about, I don't know, 20 feet. So the sun's coming up. I think we've probably only got about 5 more minutes of decent light like this. Anyway, I think this is going to be the last shot of the day. So I've come down a little bit lower. I have come a little bit around the arch. Yeah, I think this is turned out to be quite a fruitful morning this morning.
So here it is, the last shot from the wall, and what do you think of this? By far and away, it's the most fantastic light of the day, and I do like the composition the most out of all of the ones I've taken. But this one's for the bin. And if you're wondering why, well, there's only so far I'm willing to go when it comes to editing an image. And if it's got my mistakes in it, that's the ones I can't live with. So let's start with the things I was happy to remove. Because it's a long exposure, I knew the people would be moving. So I removed them. And this particular comp incorporated the boats. So I knew they'd be blurry, and I knew I was going to have to remove them. But this is what I can't put up with, and this is my errors. So, firstly, we've got a massive sun flare. Now I don't have the biggest lens hood on this lens, but I should have dealt with that whilst I was taking the shot. And secondly, I should have wiped my lens. Yeah, that mountain's not that shape. So, there we go. I'm only human, I make errors as well. So, let's get on down to the beach.
Right, there we are. We're finished with our 2-minute exposure. So I think that's me done on this section. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop down there and see if there's anything I can capture on that side of the wall. I quite like the idea of the rocks and the little thingy on the end of it, whatever that is. So we'll give that a go. And I think we're done. Let's go and have a look. So I've come down onto the beach on the other side of the wall. Unfortunately, the headlands blend into where the end of the breakwater is, so it kind of becomes one continuous arch. I've focused on the breakwater itself in the hope that this misty, hazy feel that we're getting at the minute, well, we were getting just a second ago because the sun was behind that bank of cloud, is going to give us a bit of separation between the headland and the end of the breakwater, kind of with that hazy look towards the backdrop of the cliffs there. Is it as good as the other side? No, it's not. It's not. It's not. I want it to be. I want it to be, but I don't know. I'll let you judge. I'll let you judge. Okay, as is customary at this place, it seems, as soon as you start a 2-minute exposure, somebody comes along and sits down right in the middle of your shot.
And this is my final takeaway from the day. Even whilst I was there, the mindset that the classic shot has to be the best shot was prevalent. But the more I look at it, this is the shot that floats my boat. Pun intended.
So that's me done here at Lyme Regis, the Cobb. We've got the classic, we've got something a little bit different. Hopefully my take on the classic is upstanding with everyone else's. And I'm gonna head off now back to the van, have my breakfast, bit of a snooze as I got up at 10 to 4. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.